Hi there, Courtney here. As you might have picked up on by now, this is a film and media focused blog where I can basically discuss whatever movie or theory I want. Sorry, the cat's here. And since you're here, you have to listen. It's great. Today, I want to talk about something that is particularly timely and tie it back to something that has been entwined with film history for over 50 years. Currently, at ASU, I'm taking a French New Wave class where we talk a lot about auteur theory. Essentially, auteur theory was originated in the late 1950s by a group of French film critics and upcoming directors like Jean-Luc Godard and Francois Truffaut, and it basically says that the director is the author of his films and that a director's entire body of work is worth studying. Before this, the producer and sometimes screenwriter was considered to be the driving creative force behind a film, but after auteur theory was introduced, the director really became the main point of intrigue behind a film. And after its introduction, auteur theory became a major way audiences view movies. It was widely taught in film schools throughout the 60s and 70s, and besides the stars of the film, the director is usually the most famous person behind a movie. So directors today are like Wes Anderson, Ari Aster, Bong Joon-ho. Those are all prestigious celebrity directors of today who've benefited from auteur theory because they're the main focus of their films that they release. I've been aware of auteur theory for a really long time and have my own favorite directors that I consider to be auteurs, but lately, particularly with this class I've been taking, I began to notice something a little problematic about auteur theory, and that is that it's only ever really applied to men. So women directors have historically been largely absent in America and have always run into roadblocks trying to get their movies made. People don't want to hire them because they're a woman or don't think that they can handle the job, which as we've seen is not the case. Only 2 women have won the Best Director Academy Award, and that's just been in the last 15 or 20 years with Catherine Bigelow and just this last Oscars ceremony, Chloe Zhao, who won for her film Nomadland. Although it's always been historically difficult for women to direct, women have always been crucial to the creation of film. Tons of classic movies were written or edited by women. Editing used to be considered a woman's job. There are also costume and makeup design, set design, producing, and so much more are all jobs that women have held in the film industry throughout its creation. So the problem with auteur theory is that it erases the contribution of these women that they make towards movies, since it revolves around the idea that every choice in a film results from the director's mind and decisions. And as we've seen, the director is usually a man. Some directors are auteurs. A director can certainly be an auteur. There are tons of directors who write, edit, direct, produce their own movies. But in truth, movie making is a collaborative process that involves many people. So I was reminded of this gap in auteur theory by the recent accidental shooting of cinematographer Helena Hutchins on the set of the Alec Baldwin movie Rust, which has been a big news story for the past few weeks. The shooting was accidental, but there is a carelessness around movie workers that, as a real result of auteur theory, these movie workers are forgotten or marginalized, and this needs to be reformed because it's resulting in death. Auteur theory has only enforced the idea that there is an above versus below the line when it comes to working in the film industry. And this is really problematic because without the drivers, the caterers, the prop masters, the light designers, the Foley artists, or all the artists who turn blank green screens into impossible, amazing CGI designs, movies that we love and want to go see just would not exist. Although, obviously, the director is important, and auteur theory is not all bad. It's important that movie sets remain a safe place, and that viewers are aware that there's so much more that goes into movies. So next time you go see a movie, try sitting through all the credits. I like to do this. It's not a meaningful contribution, but it's just my little tribute to all the blood and sweat and effort that goes into making movies that I love.